What's up, disc nerds? We got a sweet unboxing for you guys today. I need to unbox this because I'm not going to be throwing them for a couple weeks almost. I'm planning on the video being the 20th, right before they release, but we're going to open those today, and we have a massive box from Infinite, some stuff that I requested, but I did not think I requested this much, so there might be some extra goodies in there. That being said, the Discraft Battle Pack Luna Mystery Blend. Haven't seen too much about this. I just know that they were sending one to me. I think I saw on Instagram earlier that a bunch of people have them today. It's an Anthony Burrell and Paul McBeth Battle Pack Luna, and I think you get one of a bunch of different plastics. They don't send every one of them. I was kind of wondering if that'd be the case, and then I was like, that makes sense if they don't. But there are a bunch of different plastics apparently. I'm wondering if I get the same ones in here. I'm gonna try to guess what it is. You guys will know. Here's the info. I hope I don't have to blur anything, because maybe that's like a creator thing. I'm not gonna open my eyes. I'm just gonna see if I can guess. That's a stickerish thing, and then we got two in here. This is not as easy to do with your eyes closed as you want, and I don't want to stab my discs. Feels premium. Oh man, it feels like a mix between a Z and an ESP, but I'm gonna go ESP. Oh dude, that's embarrassing. This is not even close. Oh my gosh. Influencer Battle Pack. Let me read this real fast. Interesting. I appreciate what Discraft is doing with this. There's a lot of good information in that little sheet. That's for me, not for you. But I guess this is a mystery blend. Media sample, not for resale. That's kind of cool that they put that on there. Huh. People are definitely going to resell these, though. Come on. And I'll probably put them in mystery boxes eventually, too, if we're being real. But definitely not for a while, because I have to obviously review them. They come out the 21st, but I think dealers can start ordering them now. And what this is the Luna Battle Pack. So this is just a normal Luna, AB, the one who's good at disc golf, not me, and Paul McBeth. And then they put the ultrastar little grooves on top. I will say, don't love the feel, just initially. I do like the feel of the disc a little more because my thumb doesn't actually sit on these. It sits a little bit more inside, so it still feels good. And it feels a little slimmer in the hand. Just ever so slightly slimmer. Does it look any slimmer? Maybe a little bit. Here, you guys decide a little. I'll see if I can get this as close as possible so you guys can see. It'll be hard to tell, but I do think it feels a touch slimmer. But it has these little grooves on the top right here, which make it do something, maybe. I think there's a QR code on the top here that I should vote whether or not it does fly different. So when I film that, I will be doing that, and I'm going to film it likely with one of my buddies who's the biggest Luna thrower that I know. He also throws a country mile. So it'll be interesting to see what his takes are on these. They do feel good. I do like this plastic blend. It seems like this is the same kind of shimmery plastic for both of them. I can't believe that I guessed ESP. That's quite embarrassing for me, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, they just want to know if they make a difference. Ultra Luna, I think it is approved, and it's pretty cool. And I can't imagine, because disc golfers are super picky and also super unique, and that's one of the fun parts about disc golf. There's going to be people who actually absolutely swear by this disc over the Luna. Maybe I'll be one of them. I guess I'll find out, but I do like the feel. I don't like when my thumb is on there, but since I normally throw a disc like this and the rings start inside of that, I actually love the feel of that disc over the Luna, honestly. That's interesting. I'm really interested to see how that goes and how it beats in the forehand. Not that many people are forehanding Lunas, but I don't know. It feels like it adds a slickness to it because the rings seem to be sloped downwards, so it's kind of cascading your finger down it. Maybe. That's just a thought. I feel like forehanding this feels better, but the backhand, Luna doesn't feel bad, but this feels a touch slimmer in my hands. Maybe that's just me going crazy, but we'll be re-unboxing that on Bodanza Disc Golf when I do end up reviewing this, but cool to have Battle Pack. I cannot wait to throw them. I think it's going to be pretty sick. That being said, now it's time to see what the heck is in this box. Because I needed some discs for review and a couple discs for my bag, and it was not this many discs. I don't think so. All right, let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. Oh, lots. There's two of them. Of goodies. Wow. I can't imagine what the rest of these discs are. This in the middle here, I feel like I ordered 3 of them, and there's a bunch. So let's just go from the edge. We'll go top down. Keep them up like this. Perks of having a nice wide lens. First up, I think these are the Floss-Based Athletics Vessel. Yes. I wanted them in the parallel plastic. I didn't even realize that the new one was coming out in the Vex Breaker plastic, and I went into a local disc golf shop here, Bad Habit Disc Golf, to get a disc to review for a video that's going on Bodanza Disc Golf tomorrow. But this is a sweet looking ESP, and I felt this versus this, and this feels almost like, I mean, it's like Jawbreaker Z Flexi, not quite as flexy as some other Jawbreaker Z Flexis, but this is going to be a killer approach disc, I think, because it's going to have some of the qualities of like Brody's Crystal Flex Zones, but it's a little slimmer profile because it's got that groove top. The vessel, I think, is a sick mold overall, and I've thrown it one time, I believe, and now I have it in the ESP and this, because I'm going to do a video with this, and then with the ThoughtSpace Persona, which is their 7-speed, and this disc. They sent it to me in both plastics, it seems like. Oh, I did order some. I remember now. Okay, but this is their Parallel Requiem Parallel. Parallel is ESP Swirl, it seems like, just based off both these being parallel, or at least similar to ESP Swirl. And this used to be like the Zone Ringer GT, or maybe something similar, and it was adjusted slightly to become the ThoughtSpace Vessel. But yeah, this Requiem, I don't know what it would be like. Maybe a Force, maybe a Zeus. Probably more of a Force kind of type of mold, because I think it's supposed to be a 12-speed. This one I thought would have a little more dome, but it's kind of a pretty flat, like neutral flat profile. The feel is very good. Feels like a pretty typical 12-speed. It feels like it's going to be more control-y 12-speed rather than bomber 12-speed, but that could be very plastic dependent. This one does have, feels like a little more dome, but this is also that Vex Breaker, which, or what, honestly, kind of confusing plastic names. Vex Breaker, yeah, that's the name of it. A little confusing to me, to be honest with you, but it's cool look, kind of Jawbreaker Z Flexi again. I don't think it would be just a Force. It's probably an older mold that I don't really know. If anyone knows here, let me know on this channel, so that when I'm talking about it on Bodanza Disc Golf, I can say correct things, or at least things that someone else thinks are correct, so that there's two of us who are idiots instead of just one, like there normally is. But yeah, this feels really good. It feels like a smaller rimmed 12-speed, but one that's very comfortable to me. So excited to do these with the Persona, and that'll be for a review. Next up, we restocked my Rotten Banana discs, and this is a Sphinx, I think? Nope, these are Dynasties. So yeah, got another Dynasty, some of them for the artist. He wants me to sign them. Just Kelly, shout out Cobbler and Art. He always does such a good job, and so pulled a couple of these, one for myself because I already sold and got rid of some of them, and then I also did them on some Sphinxes from this year's run. So these are Halo Glow S-Blend Sphinxes, nice and domey. Oh, these are just so cool. I just really like how they came out, obviously. So did those, and then this is also for Kelly. So I'll send him probably one of each of those, and that'll be that. Oh, I'm now remembering how many discs I ordered. That's kind of silly that I forgot, but the next disc is a disc that I'm super pumped about because it is the Halo C-Blend Roman. No glow, just Halo and C-Blend. Got some Team Infinite stamped ones here. The profile looks relatively mean, just in that it's like got a high wing, and it's pretty stiff. Wow, it feels really good. The Roman is the old PD mold, from what I understand. Innova made Discmania PD. This is a high wing. It's not crazy domey, and I like that. Wow, I actually love the feels of these. Holy cow. They came out in this, and then just a first run Roman stamp, which I'll have linked in the, I'll have all these linked down below, obviously, if I can. But this is just, wow, this feels way better than I expected, not going to lie. There's not been much Halo C-Blend stuff that I have, except for some Emperors, and I did not love the feel of those because they have so much dome, and the Halo C-Blend is hard. This doesn't even seem like that Halo-y. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just got, I've seen them on the site, and maybe I just got sent a couple that were not super Halo-y, but you can definitely see the transition there. But this plastic was really stiff for me in that driver, and I have small hands, and so 12 speeds in general are still hard for my little baby hands to get around, and so something like this, which is a 10-speed, I feel like I can appreciate what a lot of other people appreciated about that Halo C-Blend Emperor, who like throw really far, and they were like, dude, it's just so torque resistant, and it goes so far. And I would find that when I ever got a clean release, which is rarely. So this, I feel like, will be a good mix of that. The Roman has not been in the bag for a while, but dude, this just feels too good. It honestly feels pretty good on a forehand too. Slightly a bit of dome. Yeah, I'm going to have to mess around with those, see how those fly. That'll be in a video for review soon. Next up, wintertime is here, and earlier last month, Infinite released the Halo, or just the regular G-Blend restock of their discs, and it's wintertime. I have to review the G-Blend, so we got some G-Blend Oh my gosh, they sent me 2 of each. I only wanted 2 Pharaohs, but we got 2 of each, baby. Maybe, okay, that makes much more sense as to why this is how it is. But we have, oh wow, a G-Blend Exodus, 7.5, negative 0.52. These bad boys are pretty, oh, gummy. Feel solid. Some Dynasties, 9.5, negative 1.2. I'm really intrigued about what the flight characteristics of these are going to be. 2 of those, 2 Romans, 10.403. Probably the exact opposite edge of the spectrum from these Halo C-Blend Romans. But the parting line looks very similar on both of them. This is a very high parting line. And these discs are kind of even grippier than an iBlend. Not quite as stiff though. iBlend I feel like has grippiness and some stiffness. These are just kind of grippy and a little gummy, which is what a lot of people like. So we have a couple Romans. We have G-Blend Emperors. Oh baby. Basically G-Blend is like a G-Star. And this, listen to that heartbeat. Woo! Oh, it's gonna go so far. It doesn't feel, I mean, they were out in the cold. I literally just brought them in my house. So maybe it's just that they're cold. As they warm up, I'm sure they'll be much gummier. Because they still feel cold in my hands. But I have that, and then this blue one. And these guys, oh man, they look like they're gonna go so far. And then finally, what will likely even go farther, are G-Blend Pharaohs. This is 13.6, negative 1.2. What I've heard before, which I don't know what the heck is true, because there's no, like, I haven't fully asked, and I think if I would fully ask, they wouldn't fully tell, but Emperor, some say is a destroyer. I've thought it's a destroyer mold. I at one point heard that it's a mix between a destroyer and a Shrike, and I at one point heard that this is the opposite, so like if this is the top of a destroyer and the bottom of a Shrike, this would be the top of a Shrike and the bottom of a destroyer. Don't know if that's 100% true, and actually, I would guess it's not, but this is essentially like a Shrike-ish disc. Maybe like, oh my gosh, the tome is crazy. Oh, this is going to be so flippy and go so far. I ran Halo G-Blend for the Texas Swing when I did the Disc South Expo earlier this year. And this is just normal G-Blend. And holy far-flying looking disc these bad boys are. So these have been out for a little bit, but not been too much made on them. And so I wanted to get my hands on some to see how they fly. That is a crazy dome. Holy cow. I'm not surprised because it's G-Blend, but if any other plastic had this level of dome, even iBlend, I think, it would just not be gummy enough to like sink my thumb into like these G-Blend Pharaohs, and it would like the pop-toppiness would just overcome having a comfortable grip. But these, because you can kind of just like jam your fingers into them, it doesn't, the crazy dome doesn't feel as uncomfortable as I thought it would. And so I actually think that these will be some crazy flyers. How many times have I said crazy in this video? Don't torture yourself and count. But these are the G-Blend discs. I know a lot of you guys love Jordan here on the channel, so I think we might have to get Jordan for these. He is a not gummy person, except for the rhinos, and not flippy. And so I'm very intrigued. We might have to go play a 18-holer at Adams Hollow and see how that goes. But now, got a couple more. Infinite did restock the iBlend Wraiths, and I have 3 more of them here. I have these beauty. They're a little bit flippy, so I got some for my bag because I really like them. This is also same thing. All of these have kind of that little mellow dome. Oh, this one's actually a touch dome here. Baby popped up. These ones, not really. So solid run of Wraith, very understable. You'll see actually in the iBlend T-Bird video tomorrow, someone that I met there actually had an iBlend Wraith, and I was able to throw it and throw some pretty sweet shots. One of them that I'm keeping in that video. Oh, and it looks like they do have one of the discs that I was interested in, because Innova has a new plastic that I feel like no one has talked about. I honestly have not been watching a lot of YouTube or being on social media much, which has been great, and also kind of necessary for like watching my daughter as much as I need to, but Innova made a duo plastic, which is a mix of Star, I believe, on top, and Metal Flake on the bottom, like Champ Metal Flake or something. And this was released for Halloween. And I haven't seen anyone talk about the fact that this is like a new plastic and a new way that the plastic is being created. It's 2 plastics that it seems like are being injected across points, even though there's a sprue at the bottom here. I don't really know how that works. I'm gonna have to ask my buddy Jesse. Oh, actually, it does look. Actually, it probably is just the sprue is split down the middle and it's being injected into both. Because on this side it looks like it's pretty spread out, but on this side you can see the direct line where there's a little bit of crossover, and it seems like the Metal Flake is a little stronger than Star plastic. But this is a Rock 3 in that plastic, so probably have to make a video about the duo plastic, probably on this channel. I'm not 100% sure, but a lot of disc reviews coming here. So this is where the disc nerds will unite, us people who are crazy about plastic and throwing new discs and everything. So this is Innova Rock in the Duo plastic, which is the mix of two different Innova plastics. And you can, I was just surprised that I hadn't heard more about it. I thought it was just like a two-tone thing, and then I saw that they made this for Calvin's, Destroy, something. I don't really remember, to be honest with you. I was like, oh, it's two different plastics. That's neat. So got one of those. And last is another new plastic from Elevation Discs. Elevation is the people who make those crazy gummy ones, like the flippy floppy guys. And this is kind of flippy floppy, but flippy floppy firm. Maybe I should have them change the name to Flippy Floppy Firm. They won't listen to me, but this is called the Eco Firm Plastic, and I requested it in some molds I've never thrown from Elevation. The Arowana is their putter. It's kind of like a 3-4, -2-1, -1-2. I don't know. I'll know when I make a video on it. But this is very rubbery, and it's definitely. I'm probably gonna do it with one of these discs because I'm really curious at this point. But I almost feel like, because of how firm this is, it's not going to flex back fully. It's not going to have the same memory. Like, if I flex it into a point, it might, like, mold itself and stay there for a second, and maybe I have to flex it back. But this is their putter. This is the disc called the Screech, which is their approach style disc. It's like a deeper zone, it seems like. Actually, pretty solid feeling guy. Just a little deeper, kind of between a zone and a tactic. I don't love how gummy the flight plate feels with how stiff the rim is, because it feels like... That's just a personal preference on the forehand. The backhand feels great. This is the Capybara. Their mid-range. Flippy, straightish mid-range. Oh, that's an interesting profile, actually. Holy cow. Look at that. Look at that edge. That's super interesting. It's like really round and then a little bit of a bevel. I can't imagine how interesting it is to make discs out of this flippy floppy plastic. So yeah, we have the Capybara, which is riding an alligator with a sword. Interesting stamp. And the Gecko, which is their Firebird style disc, at least flight numbers wise, and it looks like it's going to be pretty overstable. Probably pretty overstable, but maybe a little glidey because of the plastic. Not 100% sure. The Arowana is the disc that I think I care least about here, so I'm going to try it. Yep, it stays. Interesting. But I also think that means you can bend it back. I wonder if that means you can tune it, which is something that people would do with like the Arobi Epic, where you would pull up the flight plate, or pull up the parting line and pull it back down, and I definitely just warped that. But Elevation's a cool company. They're family owned. They sent me some stuff a while back, but I'd see that they came out with this recent plastic, and flippy floppy things are flippy freaking cool. So I wanted to get all their new molds in their new plastic, and these are some of the reviews that'll be coming out soon. Really cool stuff. I'm excited to do the battle pack, and honestly, throw all these. Those G-Blend Pharaohs and Emperors are going to be nuts. Thanks for watching. See you soon.